Welcome to Two Batches, Season 2. I'm Maria.
And I'm Rosemary.
We have some great new recipes to share with you this year.
And a new feature at the end of each episode called a second glass of rosé. So stick with us to the end.
Amen, sister.
Let's get going. Woo! Hey everybody, so it's the dead of winter here, and I'm going to do, yuck.
Yuck.
I'm going to do a vegetable soup with, normally it's ground beef that goes in this vegetable soup, but I'm actually going to use ground turkey. It's super fast, very hearty tasting, super easy, and I think you'll like it.
Great. And for dessert, I am going to show you a little trick that I learned about a specific store brand box brownie and a few little additions you can make to it and end up with just fantastic mouth-watering brownies.
Sounds great.
Great.
Here we go. Okay, so wintertime, this is a vegetable soup and it's got some meat in it. So this is a great recipe, and you can use ground beef, but I actually use ground turkey. So we're going to start off with some butter, 2 tablespoons, and this is 1 onion.
Are you sauteing onion?
I am. I'm sweating onion. So we're gonna get this onion in there. We want to brown it. I just did it quickly in the processor rather than cut it up and make myself crawl like a baby. So got the onion in there, and so you can use ground beef if you love ground beef, but I use ground turkey because the taste is the same. It tastes great. And then at one point I want you to drain the grease out of this before you kind of put in the rest of the ingredients. When it's ground turkey, there's really no grease to drain.
That's a great step to not have to do.
Yep. So we're gonna put this on medium high, and we're gonna let this brown, and then we're gonna add everything else in.
Okay.
Okay, so the turkey's been browned up a little bit, and this part is the spices, and this is really free form. You do what you want. I'm gonna tell you what I put. Obviously salt. Our salt sisters, French salt. I do pepper. And then I do spices that I like a lot, and I use in so many different things. So I will put a dash of curry. You don't have to do it, but I just think it tastes great with meat and vegetables. I do a dash of coriander. Again, up to you. You can do none of this if you don't want to do the spices and just do salt and pepper. I just do a dash of like chili powder. Give it a little bit of heat, and then I do a dash of ground cumin.
And you added garlic to the onions too?
I did add some garlic to the onions, and so you can do that if you want, or you can add garlic powder in. Okay, so this gets all put together, all incorporated. And then the next thing you do is you add in your vegetables. So this is 2 medium potatoes cubed. Oops, there we go, got one that's stuck. This is 1 celery stick and 2 carrots. Add those in. And then this is 2 cups of tomato juice, not tomato paste, not whatever in a can, just from like a bottle. So tomato juice. And then essentially you mix this up and you let this sit until the vegetables get fairly cooked. That's probably going to be about 15-20 minutes. You can check it. And the only thing we do after this, which we'll come back in a minute and do when these vegetables are cooked up, is we add a mixture of milk and flour. That's it. The soup is almost done. Okay, so this is the last step in the soup. So the soup has been cooking. It's probably about 20 minutes. The vegetables are they're not soggy. They're kind of al dente. They could stand to be cooked a little bit longer. So here's where the next part comes in. So this is 2 cups of milk. This is a 1/4 cup of flour. So I'm gonna put that in there, and that's like gonna thicken it. So I mix these together. And then this is really the last step of the soup. Unless you're gonna correct for seasoning too. You're just gonna add this in to the soup. You're gonna stir it in. Gets that nice kind of light orange, creamy vegetable color just automatically. See how that happens? And really, you can probably let this kind of cook on medium to medium low for like another 10 minutes, and that's it, it's done. I'm just gonna take a quick taste to see if it needs pepper or salt. So probably a little bit of both, but it's already got a really good flavor. Put some in. I'm really just gonna cover it halfway. I'm gonna turn it to medium-ish low and then let it cook for 10 minutes and that's done.
Okay, so this is a brownie mix that Aldi's Baker's Corner, it's less than $1. If you buy these, you will never ever go back to spending money
On brownies.
on a name brand brownie mix again.
Chewy fudge.
Chewy fudge brownie mix. Honestly, I think it's like 79 or 89 cents. It's ridiculous.
Go Aldi's.
Go Aldi's. There was a pizza place that John and I would go to on the weekends, and they would have wrapped up brownies and different things that they would sell. And of course we would buy them, and it's like, oh my gosh, these brownies are like the most awesome thing in the world. We got to know the owners and talk to them, so I asked her one time, and I'm like, I said, is this like a family recipe? She said, oh yeah. She goes, you go to Aldi's and you buy their chewy brownie mix. I could not believe it. But it's adding just a couple little extras to make them even a little more mouth-watering. But the recipe calls for 3 tablespoons of water, a half a cup of vegetable oil, and 2 large eggs. And you don't want to mix it a lot. You just want to get everything so it's well mixed together. Just stir it.
It looks chocolatey.
Oh, it is. I mean, you can't beat the price. You can't beat the taste. It's wonderful. So it just takes less than a minute to stir it up. So now what she did, she would add chocolate chips, and I like the mini chocolate chips, so I add about a half a bag. And then also I'm going to add some pecan pieces. So this just adds to the flavor.
Is this the part where we just get 2 spoons now?
Oh yes, so just dig in. So, and you can make this in a 9x13 pan. You can make it, if you want to make in cupcake liner, cupcake tins. I actually have a mini cupcake tin.
Muffin tin.
Or muffin tin,
Yep.
yeah. Well, you can,
Or cupcake.
so I'm just going to spray. It's a non-stick pan or finish on the pan, but it just, with all the chocolate and everything, you just want to make sure that it's not going to stick in there. And you could, if you don't like nuts, you don't have to put nuts in. If you want to put different flavor of chips, if you want peanut butter, milk chocolate, dark chocolate.
And then
So-
it goes into the oven for...
So I'm going to fill it, and it goes in, let me see, it's 350 degrees. These cook quickly, so you don't have to bake it for a long time. I always add a little topping, a little thing on the top. So I have some coconut, which I love coconut, so what I'll do, I will continue this, and then we'll put them in and probably bake them for about 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, so I filled the muffin tins, and we had some batter left over, so I put it in a small dish. So we were gonna put these in the oven. Like I said, I'm gonna go for about 10 minutes and check it and see how they're doing. So we'll have brownies soon.
So here we are.
Yum, it's time to eat.
Vegetable soup.
Yes.
With ground turkey. And dessert first.
And dessert first.
I don't know.
Okay, go
All right,
for
I'm
it.
gonna do it.
These are the brownie bites. And like I said, you can make them in a 9x13 pan, or if you have a sheet pan. The restaurant that I learned about these, or the pizza place, she would take a jelly roll pan and take 2 boxes, so they were a little thicker. But
They're really chewy. Oh my god, they're so good.
that's, but
And they go with rosé too.
everything goes with rosé.
Mm.
Oh, but I'm gonna try the soup.
Tomato soup.
Oh my goodness.
Super and super easy.
It is so, it has such wonderful flavor,
Yep.
and the turkey is great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you wouldn't know it's turkey or hamburger or,
Turkey makes it light. Mm.
that is wonderful.
Wow.
But I gotta try a brownie.
I have another one.
Oh, the bites you get, it's chewier and gooier.
Check us out. 2 batches.
2 batches. We'll put these on Facebook and stay tuned. Just
Alright.
watch our
Our new
second
segment.
glass of rosé.
Mm-hmm.
Take
Oh.
care.
So,
So,
in this second
second
glass,
glass.
we're talking about a restaurant that really stood out to us, or maybe our all-time favorite, or one that we actually loved. So you start.
I'll start.
I'll drink, you start.
You know, I have had the opportunity to go to a lot of fantastic restaurants, traveling or just locally, but it's just kind of like our favorite restaurant, and John loves steaks,
Yep.
so Maxie's Barn Restaurant in South Bend, Indiana.
Yep.
It is, I mean,
Friendly service.
you get fantastic service. The staff and the owners and the workers are just friends, and I mean, you can, the food is just fresh.
What did you
and,
order there? What was your thing at Maxie's? I can't
well,
remember.
I don't do steak,
Yep.
so I would get shrimp, I get chicken, their fish.
They're margaritas.
Oh, their top shelf margaritas. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Have had quite a few of those over the years. But for those that are in the know, you can order shrimp lovers on a non-busy night, and you get something that's not on the menu. It's really, really good. But yeah, you'll never leave there disappointed or hungry.
Yep. I've been there several times, and I agree. So I'm gonna go overseas and to a restaurant that's closed. So you can't go there.
Oh, well.
So, I lived overseas for a long time, and I used to take people when they would come visit me. We would go to Lyon, which is just a gastronomical, destination in France. And so there was a famous bistro in Lyon called the Lion de Lyon, the Lion of Lyon. And, that's where like a lot of American presidents, when they would come, they would go to this expensive bistro. And there used to be a small little thing stuck onto the side of it called the Little Lion, the Petit Lion. And it was, bistro, like in terms of like just comfort food and, value, quality, price, just everything. So this place had the long tables, you sat in a communal style, 3 things were on the menu, deal with it or go somewhere else. And always just tip top, not like, crazy list of ingredients and preparations that they had to explain to you. It was X, Y, or Z. You knew what they were, you sat down, they tasted great, you were in a great environment. And it's so hard to find restaurants like that. And so I felt privileged while the Little Lion was open to be able to go to it. And really, I think like each time I cook in my house, I'm trying to make it like the Little Lion. So, we hope that you've had similar experiences, and we're keeping in our hearts all the restaurant people now because it's been rough.
Yes, and hopefully it will be not too much in the distant future where we can get together in restaurants and feel safe and
And kick back a drink or two. Yep.
great. Cheers.
Cheers.